Yo,
Yo.
welcome back to the J&E Comic Cast for episode 70. There you go, bud. Uh, Me and Egg are back. We're back in the studio, and we got a special episode for you this week. We got a little bit of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Black Panther 2. We got to see it opening night, which
Yeah, it was pretty
amazing.
crazy. As you guys can see, Jay and I are recovering from a little cold.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that's why we weren't able to film last week. We're here to this. We're here this week.
We are
And
back.
like Jay said, we got a little special episode. We know that Andor episode 11 and I think 10 dropped in our absence, but we'll have next week will be all Andor. So we'll talk about the last 3 episodes and the ending of the show and our opinions on next week. For now, we got Black Panther. We had a little mini review, and if you guys are watching and you guys have not seen it, just to let you know,
Spoilers
are coming. So
and we got phase
warning.
4, a tier list at the end. But let's get into this Black Panther. Egg, let's start off with your rating of the movie. 1 out of 10. What we got?
8.
8?
8.
Solid 8?
How about you?
I have to give it an 8 as well. I really did enjoy it a lot. The movie was really good.
Yeah, it's if you guys don't know, basically the movie's deals with Shuri dealing with, basically it's about loss and her dealing with the passage of her brother, the King T'Challa. It's crazy, because what Black Panther, the first one was to T'Challa, this was to Shuri. In the first Black Panther, he was dealing with the loss of his father. In this one, she's dealing with the loss of her brother. And then midway through the movie, her mother gets killed by Namor. So she's dealing with the loss of both parents. She has to grapple with that anger that she has inside, and trying to make sense of everything from a scientific standpoint, not really from a traditional kind of way. Obviously, on top of dealing with all the loss that she's dealt with, then she also has to deal with Namor, or Namor. In the movie they pronounce it Namor, for Niño Sin Amor, Namor. So Niño Sin Amor means child without love in Spanish. So that's where they get the whole Namor names come from in the movie. So she has to deal with that, you know what I mean? And him trying to find out if Wakanda is an ally or an enemy. He's not really a bad guy, but he's definitely the villain to Shuri in the movie. And yeah, I know a lot of people were, at the end of the movie, things get resolved in a way that's favorable as far as they think for the Wakandans. They go and they have their fight. And Shuri, at first, is kind of focused on revenge. I thought one of the really cool things about the movie is that so I guess to backtrack a little bit, at the beginning of the movie, which is probably some of the strongest parts of the movie, is the very beginning. I know for where me and Jay watched it, the whole theater was silent. The beginning of the movie basically deals with T'Challa's passing. They don't show it, but but Shuri the entire time is racing to go ahead and create the heart-shaped herb to try to save her brother. But by the time she creates a prototype, that's we don't even know if it's going to be effective or not. Her brother passes and she's not with him. So, and then the movie kind of builds off of that. She kind of gets buried in her work. Her mom, Queen Ramonda, has to deal with basically all the politics and everybody trying to get their resources, and basically showing how Wakanda is still strong as ever, which is another really fun scene. The Americans discover vibranium, because that's basically where everybody's trying to get to, is vibranium in the ocean, thanks to some tech from Riri Williams, known as Ironheart. And Namor and his people are like, no, we can't have them dealing with vibranium, because if they find vibranium here, then it's going to lead them to us. So they take him out and they let the Wakandans know, you guys need to catch the person who did who created the vibranium detector and kill them, or we're going to come after you. So the movie's kind of them trying to protect Riri and also not trying to damage relations with Namor and the Teloans. I think that's what it's called, right? Or the Telokans. And everything obviously goes, askew. Namor attacks Wakanda, kills the queen. Shuri finally creates the heart shaped, or she goes into the ancestors plane. I thought this was one of the coolest parts of the movie, is that I was advocating for him, and we got Killmonger back. So big spoiler.
That was huge.
Yeah,
That was a cool scene. Her talking to Killmonger and Michael B. Jordan saying like, "Oh, you're more like me than you think."
Yeah, that was crazy. You know, he was like, "Yo, you called me here. You didn't call your family here. You called me here because you knew that I had what it takes to take these people down, and now you have, now you're gonna have to make some hard decisions too." So I thought that was a really, really amazing scene, and I thought it was pretty cool how, I guess it kind of goes against a little bit about what we thought about the ancestral plane. Always thought that you got to see your direct ancestors, meaning your parents and your grandparents, things of that nature. No, in a sense, you get to pick who you get to see. So, her heart was so filled with rage that she ended up seeing Killmonger. So obviously she suits up and they go to fight, and she's about to kill Killmonger, and she finally realizes that's not who I want to be, and she gets him to surrender, and everything's all easy peasy. And then at the end, quick.
You said Killmonger.
Oh, Kill's Namor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. So then at the end, she goes and she finds out that T'Challa and Nakia had a son, and that's how the movie basically ends. And like this is like the briefest and most fastest way. This is like the too long did not read version.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
we didn't really get any big ending for like hints for Phase 5 clips, so there's nothing really to talk about on that regard. But we got to see Ironheart, which is gonna be a new character in the MCU, which is gonna be really cool to see. She did a really good job, the actor, and looks like it's gonna be a fan favorite.
Another one of those Young Avengers initiative.
Yep. And then
what do you think of Namor?
Killmonger is still Black Panther 1 is still an icon movie. Like, to me, Black Panther 1 was better, and Killmonger was better villain, but I kind of like it. This one almost was like a funeral movie, to say. Like, it was dealing with loss, and it was like it was a really nice tribute to T'Challa and Chadwick
Boseman.
How well he did. And I really enjoyed this movie. It's up there for me. I did like Shuri taking over the mantle as being the next Black Panther. I think that was a smart decision. I think that was something needed and something very part of the comics. So I think that is something that was the smartest decision for that. And then it looks like who's gonna be the king of Wakanda, which we didn't touch base off.
No, it's actually confirmed. He confirmed in an interview. But go ahead, say it, Jay.
I can't.
M'Baku. He's actually it was actually a pretty cool scene at the end of the movie. Thanks, Jay, for reminding me. They were gonna do the whole ritual fight scene where they showed in the first movie where T'Challa was in the waterfall and he was like, "Hey, if you want to challenge me for the throne, now is the time." And that's where he first fought M'Baku. Well, they show the same scene in this movie at the end of the movie where they're like, "Hey." They're kind of setting up the whole waterfall scene and all the tribes are there. And then we see I forgot the name of the jet, but we see, I guess the ruler's jet come through. And when the plane opens up, it's M'Baku. And he's kind of like, oh, like, y'all were expecting somebody else. You know what I mean? Nah. You know what I mean? I'm the one here. You know what I mean? Anybody wants to challenge me, let me know. But I'm ruling Wakanda, which I thought was pretty cool because in this movie, I know that he kind of played a little bit more, I guess, some comedic relief in the first one. He was a little bit more serious too, kind of like didn't want to deal with any of the stuff going on in Wakanda. But with this one, he was funny. He had his moments too, but he was also one of Wakanda's biggest defenders. He was one of the only people to go straight up to Namor to try to find him, to try to fight him 1v1 in land combat outside of Black Panther. But on top of that, he was also kind of a mentor to Shuri. And he was kind of like, "Hey, I know your brother wouldn't want this for you." He's trying to give her advice. Trying to turn away from revenge. So he was one of the stars of the movie in my eyes.
Yeah, and I loved that scene when they were when the mom died and Baku came to Shuri and said to him like, "I promised your brother that I would always give you advice and mentor you." And I thought that was like you could tell like they after the first movie they had a good relationship. They settled their differences. Like he almost became like a brother figure for her.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty cool too that one of the things that kind of shows that's trying to show the growth in his character was, and we saw a little bit of it, but there was a scene in at the beginning of Black Panther 2 where they're having a council meeting and they're discussing what to do with about Namor. And at first he's like, yeah, kill him, take him out. If we let this guy bully us now, we give him the girl now, he's gonna think that he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants in the future. And then after they fight with him, he goes, and this is something that they show in the movie, they show in some of the trailers. He goes, hey, these people weren't calling him, my brother, my friend, you know what I mean, my king. They refer to him as, I think it's Kulkan, aka Feathered Serpent. So they're looking at him as a god. So if we kill this person, we go after this person being Namor, and we kill the god of the Talokans, we're gonna forever be in war, and that's not what we want for Wakanda either. So let's just deal with it a different kind of way. Yeah. So he kind of became like the voice of reason, which I thought was a pretty cool moment for him as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. But all in all, like the movie, looking forward to Phase 5 and see what they bring. I think they ended Phase 4 strong, and I think a really good way. And speaking of,
in a really emotional way,
in a real emotional way, and I think going into Phase 5 is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, but they definitely for everything that we got in Phase 4, which means you're going to talk about now in a little bit more detail. They definitely ended Phase 4 the right way. So kudos to the Black Panther team. The movie was
writing
amazing.
was fire.
Yeah, it means they're planning to watch it again.
Yeah, we definitely got to go watch it again. And the soundtrack, fire, awesome. But getting into it now, speak about Phase 4. It's time for our Phase 4 tier list. So we got 4 different categories since it's not that many movies and TV shows for
Phase 4 categories.
Oh, yeah. We didn't do that intentionally. But we got the She-Hulk category. That's its own category.
You guys already know what that means.
Yeah. It was.
There's none. We don't gotta go into more detail.
And we got It's Okay. Like it was there pretty much. It was there. Then we got the legit category. Like it did something for us, but it wasn't like something that it was like. It hit home. And then we got the GOATY category, which I think we got quite a few that's gonna end up in that GOATY category.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely take the cake for those movies and TV shows. But to get us started, is we got She-Hulk.
Yeah, another thing.
Any complaints?
She-Hulk was really disappointing for me. I don't know how Jay feels about it, but overall, I think I gave the show a 6. It was really disappointing for me, the ending, the way the show ended. I was fine with them doing kind of one-off episodes with them not having a real story, but I think the season needed to end with a little bit more serious note, and the way they destroyed that last episode completely killed any momentum for me. I mean, Tatiana Maslany was great as She-Hulk, and we got to see Daredevil, but the rest of the show just didn't work right. So it's easily the worst of Phase 4.
I hate it, Kevin. Like I hate it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Broke this barrier to another extreme where she ended up talking to the writers and then like the way they end the last episode is what made this show a horrible show. I think they started off strong with the show. They had a good way of getting into the show, but then the way they ended it, it's almost like they just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
it's easily She-Hulk is in.
It's its own category. It's its own
tier.
I would love to see that She-Hulk with in another like film or TV show, playing like a side character or something, or like a partnership character, which I think would be really good. Like the actor did well and everything like that, but the writings and stuff was just a little let down. Now we got the Eternals. For me, anyways,
there's no way it's in the same category. Eternals,
it's okay.
Eternals was maybe low. It's okay, but
it's low. Okay.
Eternals was watchable. It was a movie that had a lot of promise and a lot of potential, and I just feel like there's certain things. Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain things in the movie that work better than other things, but for me to say it's anything better than It's Okay would be a lie, but it's definitely not She-Hulk bad. I left the movie theater mad. I mean, not the movie theater. I left watching the last episode of She-Hulk mad, and it wasn't the same for Eternals. So I would have to put it.
It's okay. It's like it's okay. Like I can't see myself rewatching it. It's not something I would rewatch. Eternals.
I've already rewatched it.
Okay, but
So-
it's something that was like one and done. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing more left to say about that. What if? For me, I think this is in the goated section. I really enjoyed What If.
I think it's legit.
You think it's legit?
Yeah, I think there's some episodes that are a little bit slower than other episodes. I think that's one of the things that kind of really hurt Marvel with their TV shows. That you had episodes that were like really good, and then you had episodes that were kind of and then you had episodes that were really good, and you had episodes that were kind of She-Hulk. I mean, not She-Hulk. She-Hulk was more like What If was more like that, you know,
A roller coaster.
Yeah. They had some strong episodes, some really enjoyable episodes, and they had some weak episodes.
I enjoyed the concept. I really enjoyed the concept where it's giving it like its own
Excuse me.
If this scenario happens, it's almost like time travel for me. Like if this played out differently, it's its own thing. To me, it gave it its own concept. It gave it its own creativity, and I kind of enjoyed seeing a different story from the MCU.
The overall storyline was pretty cool. They did have one with the whole Ultron thing. I liked the way that it tied up. It was cool to see. Some of the stories were really emotionally impactful, like the one with Doctor Strange. What if Doctor Strange?
I loved the What If Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that was one of the better episodes.
What if Killmonger saved Iron Man?
Yeah, that was another
really
crazy one. Obviously, everything with Ultron was really good, and then we got to see one of T'Challa's last performances as a Black Panther. So that was so I think it was really good overall.
Yeah, I have to agree. Then we got I think I accept legit.
Yeah, okay.
I accept legit. It's high tier legit. Hawkeye, I'm happy with bottom legit.
I'm happy with bottom legit as well.
Like, cause I really did enjoy the show a lot. Hawkeye was probably one of the shows that I enjoyed the most.
It was really surprising, but it was consistent throughout all 6 episodes. It was a strong show. For me, it was about a 7.5 out of 10. It was enjoyable. I was looking forward to watching Hawkeye.
And Haley Steinfeld did really well playing Kate Bishop. Very close to the comic.
I bet you did like Haley Steinfeld.
I can't compliment on an actor doing well and giving us the.
Yeah, I like how out of all the actors in the 4 shows and the 3 shows plus the movie we're talking about, you want to single Haley Steinfeld out. All right.
What do you want me to do?
All right, Josiah.
I thought it was legit.
We say your motives lie. Yeah, I think it's legit as well.
Any complaints?
No.
Black Widow.
It's okay.
I think it's better than Eternals.
Yeah, but I don't think by much.
But it's better than Eternals.
I enjoyed it as a one-time watch. I'd give it a 7.
I think the issue with it for me, it's they could have done a better job with it, and they could have released it sooner than.
Oh yeah.
Then the problem was
definitely
they got Endgame. They released it after Endgame when she died, which made no sense. But it was the storyline was continuing off of Civil War. I think it was something that it should have came out right after Civil War. It should have been Black Widow, and then go into everything else with Endgame. Because then I think it would have had more appreciation and more like, okay, this is something worth watching.
Yeah, I think this was the first movie that we got for Phase 4, and for it to be actually I don't know, it might have been WandaVision, might have been the first thing of Phase 4, but no, but I think so.
What do you mean?
Was it the first thing that came out of Phase 4?
What, Black Widow?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it What If?
Oh no, What If was before that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
What If was the first thing from Phase 4. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, and then but this was the first movie that came out. I think I think WandaVision came out before What If. So
Oh, okay.
regardless, I think it was the first movie that came out in Phase 4,
Yeah.
and so it's the first time we saw her since, like Josiah said, Endgame. So if they would have came out, like he said, either before Endgame or a few years before that, the movie would have had a greater impact on us. But I feel like I feel like it almost had to compare with Endgame, and it was just the wrong time for it to come out. So I
Yeah.
think it's okay.
It had to be after Civil War.
Yeah,
It's a movie that should have been after Civil War.
this is easy.
Shang-Chi goated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think there's nothing we can complain of. I have no complaints with the movie.
It's like a 9.5. It was.
Yeah,
It
it
was,
was
perfect.
close to a perfect movie.
Yeah, it was super enjoyable. The fighting was incredible. I feel like it was really innovative.
I think
The,
for Marvel's first, I guess you could say like kung fu movie,
yeah,
it was incredible. The choreography for the fight scenes, the concept, the storyline, everything flowed perfectly. The actors killed it, like all of them.
yeah. I personally, though, my only complaint was I wish they would have had Wen Wu be the main bad guy throughout the whole movie instead of having kind of him play second fiddle to the big dragon thing. I can't remember the name of the creature right now off the top of my head.
But his dad was never like I think his dad was never like really. They showed that his dad was never really intentionally trying to be a bad guy. Like he was trying to be peaceful. He tried to be like he went out and started living a peaceful life, but the Waynes took over.
No, I get it. But that was just my opinion. Other than that, but even like in spite of that, I thought the movie was fantastic. So it's easily first thing I saw on the list here that I was like, it's goated, and I know Jay and I aren't gonna argue about it.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
It's okay. Top of it's okay.
Top of it's okay.
Yeah. What do you
Black
think?
Widow.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Like,
Yeah. Doctor Strange was a movie that I think suffered from tone. Like I feel like it didn't know what kind of movie it wanted to be. Did it want to be?
Yeah.
Did it want to be like the first one, or did it want to be a horror movie? And I feel like because of that, the movie I feel like we almost got two different movies in a sense. So I feel like the story, which was a little bit better as well. I would say they would have used Wanda a little bit better. But overall, I think it's a solid movie. I haven't rewatched it, but it's been on my list to rewatch. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10.
I think my issues with it is
easily it's okay part. The horror?
No. My besides that, I think my issues was the scene where they had the multiverse, Fantastic Four, X-Men.
Yeah.
I feel like that should have been a lot more, and I think that showed, like, I think they showed, like, they killed them off way too soon. I think they, like, for being the smartest people alive, to end up beating yourself almost, because they pretty much told their weakness, which became a meme.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that should have been, it should have been thought out.
Yeah, and I think the
They
other
try
thing
to rush
too,
it and bring that in way too soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the other thing too, I think that with them, it's called Multiverse of Madness. We only really got to see a few of them.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool if they would have done more traveling. So, yep, it's okay category.
Yep. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's okay as well, in my
I
opinion.
think it's right there.
Yeah, personally, I think
agree.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a cool show. I think it's one of those shows that kind of start off like this, and then it just went down, and then it just kind of, like I feel like it peaked. I feel like the episode that it peaked at was the episode where the U.S. agent, I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, was when he took out the one terrorist after they shot his friend. I feel like that episode was crazy, and then the episode after that was really strong, really powerful, emotional episode. But then the end was kind of like anticlimactic. We knew how the end was gonna play out. You know what I mean? It was still cool to see, to see Sam in his new suit, courtesy of the Wakandans. But I think the show didn't really do anything super crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Can't complain with that.
Okay.
Moon Knight. I think it's in the legit category.
I think it's legit too.
I don't think it's goated.
No, it's not goated.
But is it before What If? I don't think it's before What If.
I picked What If, so I think that's fine there.
I think it's like
Yeah.
it's legit, but I really don't get me wrong. The actor killed it as Moon Knight. Like But they did have some episodes that felt slower than others. That was a lot more
Again with pacing, that was a
yeah.
big issue with Marvel in tier and
I think if they would have made it in Moon Knight into
Phase 4.
yeah, I think if they would have made Moon Knight into like almost like a movie, like make it a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, or
I think it
give
would have
us
done a better job.
Yeah, I agree. Or if they would have given us 8 episodes or 9 episodes, we have time to stretch out the story a little bit,
Yeah.
so maybe you don't suffer these kind of. I think I'm talking about up and downs.
There was one scene did bother me was when the girl was hiding from all those army guys, and they were in full on car machine guns, and none of them can hit her or do anything, and she was able to destroy all of them.
Yeah, I
with
remember
one.
you texted me when you were watching the episode talking
I was
about.
like, I can't believe this.
There's
right
no
now.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she basically beat him with the flare.
Yeah.
The whole episode that dealt with his past trauma and how he got the split personalities. That was probably one of my favorite episodes.
That was really cool.
In any Marvel thing that I've seen. So that was a really strong episode for me. That kind of dealt with mental health and really kind of talked about that. That was really cool. So it's definitely
cool scene.
it's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree. You've seen this, I have not. So
I think it's high, it's okay, or low, it's legit.
like where? Yeah, I'll go off of you.
I think you could put it above WandaVision, not Doctor Strange.
Above one Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put it above. If I would put it next to Hawkeye, and maybe it gets moved up later on. So, Werewolf by Night was a really interesting show. I really liked the way it was made. It was made in that black and white, like old style, kind of footage. The monsters in the show were obviously, except for maybe, I think it's called Man Thing, were obviously people in fursuits, which I thought was like a really cool, like really fun and exciting way to watch something. So it was short. It was an hour. That was my only really complaint, but I actually really enjoyed it. So if there was like a middle category between it's okay and legit, it would have fit in there. But because we have to choose here, I'd put it it's okay. Top it's okay, but it was a really good show.
Alrighty. Miss Marvel for me.
There's no way it was worse than She-Hulk.
I will
Let's keep it real.
allow it to go a little before She-Hulk.
I think it's bottom. It's okay. Rock, paper, scissors for it, just saying. All right. We go and shoot, okay? So
All right.
rock, paper, scissors says shoot. We go, all right?
Says shoot?
Yeah.
No. It's
Yeah.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. Josiah wins.
All right. Me personally, I felt like She-Hulk could have done a lot better if it was a movie, and the TV show was so predictable, so easy to guess, and it was just not that entertaining. Where I think it was just a letdown for me. That's all I gotta say about it. We got
Sorry, gentlemen. Yeah, Miss Marvel, I thought was really enjoyable. My daughter really enjoyed the show. I mean, not really enjoyed it. I thought it was like, just like I said, yes, it was a little bit predictable. But I thought it was cool. Again, representation, the culture, how they the comedy that kind of came along with that. The story was a little bit weak, just like I said. It was predictable, but I enjoyed the show, and I think it would fit well in the it's okay category.
You're not getting it.
That's fine. We can agree to disagree.
I think it's better than Eternals.
All right, we'll just leave it there.
I will be happy to move Miss Marvel up and bring Eternals down.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay,
it's fine as is. I get you. You won the rock paper scissors. So
right. Loki, I would say it's legit.
Yeah, I would say it's legit too.
But is it better than any of these?
No,
I don't think it's better than Hawkeye neither. I think I enjoyed Loki. I did like the concept. I had one issue, the all the Lokis episode was a little issue for me.
I think the episode that was kind of really bad for me might have been episode 3 or 4. Again, this is a pacing issue that all these shows seem to have, where it was an episode where they were like trying to get to some rocket, and basically they get to the rocket and the rocket leaves without them or whatever, and there was like a whole episode of them trying to get to a stupid rocket. I think that's what the episode, they're trying to escape the planet or whatever.
It was like a filler.
Yeah, that was straight filler. That episode was terrible.
Yeah.
That was my only issue with the show. Other than that, Loki 8 out of 10.
Alright. Yeah, I enjoyed Loki. WandaVision?
Oh, it's legit, and it's above Hawkeye for me, I think. WandaVision was another show that started kind of slow, but I actually really enjoyed the way the show ended. It was a really cool, like, coming to her powers moment for Wanda. You can put it next to Loki. That's fine. I won't complain.
Yeah.
I feel like it's in the legit category. It was a really cool way to revisit, to see Wanda and Vision again, and I really enjoyed the show. Jay, did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think?
I think I like Hawkeye, Loki, and Moon Knight better, but like you said, I think it started off good and it showed the powers between Wanda and Vision.
Yeah, it did a good job setting her up in Multiverse of Madness, but they definitely fumbled how they portrayed her after that movie.
I do gotta say, for the first Marvel TV show, I think it did well.
Yeah,
For the first Marvel TV show, it did well.
And I would rewatch it again.
Now what we got is awful.
Terrible.
Oh,
this is an easy one too.
Goat it.
Yeah, and it's number 1 in Goat It.
I think it's number 1 in Goat it. Yeah.
I don't think it's like a 10 out of 10, 9.5.
Yeah, I don't think there's complaints for either.
No
me
way.
or Egg about that.
Yeah, seeing my boy Tobey Maguire.
We watched the Tobey Maguire movies recently.
Oh, did you?
The 1, 2, and 3, which was, again, those movies are iconic. There's no
Yeah.
complaints there. Still not my favorite Spider-Man, but he's up there.
It's legit.
I think all the Spider-Mans did well. All of them play Spider-Man well.
Yeah.
The letdown for Spider-Man 3 was writing. The letdown for Amazing Spider. I enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 1. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the writing's fault with that.
Yeah,
and Tom Holland's
was a little bit rough.
It's just the MCU writings, which all 3 are amazing for me.
I didn't like the second one so much. Far From Home.
I really love Far From Home.
We had the conversation all the time, but yeah, but out of all the movies here, actually, I haven't rewatched a few of them, but I'm really surprised I haven't rewatched Spider-Man, because Spider-Man I enjoyed so much.
I love the Spider-Man movies. I can't.
Next
complain.
one,
Thor. To me, it's low goated or legit.
No way, low goated is way too high. It's okay.
It's okay. No, it's no way.
Yeah, it's okay. I enjoyed Doctor Strange more than I enjoyed Loki. I mean Thor.
Really? I love Thor. I love this movie. We're our favorites this point.
Yeah.
On shoot.
All right, so you call it out.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Godly, man.
But I will put it in the middle. Is that fair? Because you want it.
I don't have a say so. I don't have a say.
Well, no. What I'm trying to say is like, because it does like top legit and top goated has to be a mutual agreement. Like,
okay,
goated and legit has to be a mutual agreement. So since you're saying it's okay, I'm saying it's top legit. I will put it next to Loki and WandaVision.
That's fine. In
between. Is that fair?
That's fine. And this movie's a 6 for me.
Thor,
I feel like it has so much promise, and it really kind of let me down.
I give it a 7.5, 8.
Gore should have. His name is Gore the God Butcher, and we got 0 footage of him killing gods. 0, except for.
Well, it was more kid friendly. That's why.
No, it needed to be. He needed his respect.
Darker for you.
Christian Bale was playing Gore the God Butcher. He should have been killing some gods.
Okay, I got you. I'm not arguing with you, but it was more kid friendly. I love the humor. I love the concept of it. I got the collectible cup and everything.
Yeah, I know. Josiah really enjoyed the movie.
I really enjoyed the movie.
I'll rewatch. I'll give it another shot.
I think it's my favorite Thor movie.
No, Ragnarok was better. Easily.
I didn't really care for Ragnarok.
No cap. Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is good, but I didn't really care for it. I think Thor: Love and Thunder is better, but
we'll have to agree to disagree. And this is an easy one too.
Got it.
Last one, end of Phase 4. We have Wakanda, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and this is definitely in the golden category. For
I don't
me.
think it beats Spider-Man or Shang-Chi, but
no. I feel like it maybe compares a little bit with Shang-Chi, but no, Spider-Man was insane. But yeah, we just talked about it in the podcast. This movie was just really good from beginning to end. Really powerful moments. Moments that make you cry. Moments that for people cheering in our theater. People were clapping when they first saw Black Panther. Namor was impressive. Like you if you're looking at a movie and you want good effects, it got it. You good visuals, it got it. You want good fight
Emotions?
scenes, it got it. Emotions, it got it. Great bad guy, it got it. Good superhero arc, it got it.
It's up there.
It's really
It's up there. It's up there.
all around. It was just a great movie. So
But
easily in its go-to category.
Shang-Chi and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man No Way Home is that thing is going down in history. That movie.
Yeah, it was fan service done right.
And I always say this: for when Tobey Maguire's first movie came out was about 20 years ago. To take that story and make a movie and tie things together from now, that's impressive. To me, that's impressive because that's impressive. Like that they did an amazing job tying in all the stories and concepts. Yeah, so I think, sorry, Egg. I think all in all, I'm happy with this tier list. I don't have any complaints.
No, it looks
any
solid
changes. I think it's a good, even match of seeing what both me and Egg agree on. Anything you want to move? Like, if you were making your own tier list, what would you change?
No, I mean Miss Marvel up a little bit and Thor down a little bit. But other than that, I think it's pretty solid. We can agree on this list. I think everything in its golden is where it needs to be, and everything in it and it's okay is where it needs to be. So,
good list.
Yeah. So hopefully, Phase 5, you know what I mean, could pick up where Phase 4 left off, and hopefully we get a little bit more consistency as far as the greatness. You know what I mean? Phase 4, I think so far might have been its weakest phase. Maybe Josiah and I will have to go back, and don't forget to save this. We'll have to go back and look at the other ones and give you guys a tier list as well, and then compare them. But yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe doing soon updated Marvel tier list movies because we haven't done one since Spider-Man. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe soon we'll do another updated one and see what things have changed. But I think for Phase 4,
MCU tier list would be insane.
I think Phase 4 started off strong and ended strong. The middle of it,
kind of lost its way.
Didn't know where it's going. Didn't know what it was doing. But I think a lot of the issues for that is because of the TV shows aspect of it. Not really. Because if we really look at it in movies aspect, most of the movies we have are higher up, except for like Eternals and Black Widow. But Black Widow was because of the time they released the movie after Endgame. If they would have released it during Civil War, it would have made a Phase 3 movie, so it wouldn't even be for Phase 4. But I think that would have helped it a lot. And then with Eternals, I think the concept was there, but the story just got lost. And I think it was too many characters to build a story around.
Yeah, I think they could have handled it differently.
Yeah.
So.
And it felt a lot rushed. And then Spider-Man, again, started off strong. Shang-Chi started off strong and ended strong with Wakanda Forever. So when Phase 5 comes out, I know me and Egg are definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what's to come. And then what we going to do, what Marvel brings us for the future.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with us again today and checking us out. Thank you guys for tuning in and being loyal to our podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Same channel, same place, same time. You guys stay safe and healthy out there. Janie, we're signing out, y'all. Peace.
Catch you guys later.